Hey everybody, this is Lana Michelson, and first of all, for anything else, I'd like to thank all those people who reached out to me, who gave me good wishes for my son. And I just want to give a little update. My son, thank God, is doing well. We were released from the hospital yesterday already. Soon after the surgery was over, he came back to himself pretty quickly, slept for a few hours, and then was feeling rather well. And so they decided to release us, which is really good news. And it'll take another 6 weeks approximately for the full healing to take place, but that's part and parcel with growing up, with being an active kid, and I'd rather him be active and have these accidents happen than be a kind of kid who just sits and does nothing all day, because active is good, always good regardless. And he's taken it very well as well, so that's also a good thing. The other thing I want to talk to you about today is relationships. We've talked about relationships before, and I just want to delve into it again, being that my mother, who's usually not on Facebook, saw that picture that I posted of my son with his cast, and then asked me, who are all those people underneath who send you messages? And I told them that they were people who I knew from Facebook. Now, the fact that most of you I never met in person really doesn't really make a difference. The fact of the matter is that we made some sort of connection, and that connection was a good connection, obviously, because otherwise you wouldn't have been wishing me well wishes for my son. And all those good connections make a difference. That's the first half of the thing I'm trying to say here. The second part of the thing that I want to say over here is the fact that viewing your relationships and seeing what relationships suit you well, what relationships do not suit you well, is a good measure for where you still have work to do inside of you. Now, when I say talk about this, I don't only mean relationships with people. I'm talking about relationships with money, relationships with health, relationship with your furniture. I mean, I have so many chairs in my house that are wobbly. I have a table that's wobbly, and sometimes I wonder, what exactly is this wobble trying to tell me? And I think about it. I don't always have the conclusive answers, but I definitely do think about it. Sometimes it's just get yourself together and go out and get another chair that's not wobbly. But other times there could be some deeper meanings to this wobbles that I have in my chairs. Obviously, how much money I have in my bank, or how much money I don't have in my bank, whichever way you want to look at it, is also a very good way of looking at your relationship with money. If you don't like what you're seeing in your bank account, if you don't like what you see in your life in general, well, look what you feel about money and change it. Change is always possible. It's never too late to change. That old saying, you can't teach old dog new tricks, is baloney. You can teach all the new dogs old tricks. You just have to do it the right way and know how to do it. And with the techniques that we use over here, that I use in my work, and that many other people use in their work, they're excellent techniques to create that change. By the way, if you haven't yet done so, please give a like down below. Hi there, Chuck. Always helps. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please push the subscribe button and also press the bell icon, which will notify you when there's a new video coming out. Now, back to relationships. What all the relationships that we have in our life, be they with physical objects, be they with money, be they with health, be they with people, they all give us signals as to where we are in terms of our healing journey. If you're seeing exactly what you want in your life, then you're in a pretty good place. It means you've done most of the work, or you didn't have to do the work in the first place. You were doing pretty well to begin with. But if, like most people, you're not where you want to be, I would just take that as a signal to try looking deeper in and see, what is it exactly that I still want to change? Where is it that I still have work to do? And I was joking around with it with a friend of mine, that the men that I draw into my life, I use as my measure of where I still need to do work, inner work. And the truth of the matter is that I also get that from my mother. I also get the relationship with my mother, relationship with my children, relationship with my friends. But the relationship with my family, my inner family, my mother, my father, my children, are so constant and always there. It's sometimes a little bit harder to see the contrast, to see what it is that I am missing or lacking or want. Sometimes it's very, very clear. Don't get me wrong. When we get into a fight, it can't be clearer than day. But when you see someone who's new in your life, be it a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but for whatever reason, for I think women, boyfriends tend to bring it out more, and for men, girlfriends tend to bring it out more, you tend to look and see what it is that's still missing, where you still need to do work. Because if you didn't need to do the work, you would bring someone who's an exact vibration with you. And the fact that they're not necessarily the exact vibration as you could also be a good thing because it brings contrast, and contrast makes life more interesting if it's not too contrasting. But if it's too contrasting, you can see and say, well, I still need to work on this element. I still need to work on that element. And as you work to change those other elements, you can then test again and see who else you bring into your life and see how those changes, what changes you created. If they were the proper changes, good changes, enough of the change, or whether you need to still change some more of it. And when you look at life in a way like that, it kind of makes things a little bit easier because you never say to yourself, oh, this one relationship, this one thing, that's what's going to make me happy. You realize that it's all a journey. And as you're on your journey, you create change. And as you create the change, you check to see whether it's the right change, the wrong change, good change, bad change, any kind of change. Change is always good. And when you see that that change brings you more downstream on your journey, makes things easier, brings in the positivity and the ease, you know you're doing a good job. And if you see that the change that you created actually makes the struggle harder, then all you know is, okay, let's release what I did beforehand and see what else I can do instead of it. It makes life in sort of a challenge and a game as opposed to life in that situation all the time. If I don't get this, I'll never be able to live properly. I'll be so upset. I'll be desperate. I'll be miserable. So look at your relationship with everything in your life, be it the physical objects, be it the money, be it the people, be it the men in your life, the woman in your life, the family in your life, and just gauge where you need to change, what else you need to do to create a better life for yourself. Because wherever we go, we're always moving forward. The question is whether that forward is good for us or bad for us, whether we're taking a scenic route or whether we're taking the direct route. And sometimes the scenic route is good also. I'm not saying that scenic route is bad. It all depends on how you're feeling and where you're going. But it does make life easier because you don't take anything as the absolute. It's more, let's just see. Hi there, Pesha. So that's what my message today is. Look at your relationships with everything in your life, the objects, physical objects, your relationship with God, your relationship with men, with women, with your family, with your spouse, with your children, with your parents. Every single relationship, see what you want more of, what you want less of. Hi there, Shavua Tov. And then, once you figure those things out, see what you need to change and create the change. Do the work, the inner work that you need to do the change for. And if you need help doing that inner work, you can contact a practitioner, me, any other people. Many practitioners are really good ones out there. We'll all be more than willing to help you get to where you want to get to. And I can tell you for myself, I do that inner work all the time, nonstop. It's a never-ending work for me. But it's a good thing because as I do it, I feel myself growing. I feel myself getting to new places, new heights, and better places. Anyway, have a great day, have a great weekend, have a great morning, night, evening, wherever you are in this world. Remember, everything's always going our way, whether it's my way, your way, everybody's way. And if you haven't yet done so, give a like down below. Have a great day. Hey everybody, did you enjoy this video? If you did, hit the subscribe button down below and the bell button so that you'll never miss another video. You'll get notified every time I put out a new video. Have a great day.